Hi, welcome to Fanable Kitchen. Thank you so much for tuning into my brand new channel. I'm Lisa. I thought it would be a good idea to do an introduction video to tell you a little bit about myself and share with you what my goals for this new channel are. I've never taken on a project like this, but I can't tell you how excited I am that it's really happening. I've been a big fan of the show ever since I was introduced to it by my fiance, and instantly I fell in love with the writing, the acting, the aesthetic, and of course, the cooking. Who hasn't watched that show and gone, I want that kitchen? If you're here, then there's a good chance that you're a big fan of the show too. So I don't have to tell you how amazing it is. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna anyways. So at the end of the day, I want to share with you my attempts at trying to recreate these recipes and geeking out about all the details of the show with you. So how did the idea for this channel come to be, and why am I taking on such a huge project? I would say it was after my third rewatch of the show that I discovered the Hannibal cookbook. This cookbook is legit. It's not a gag gift. It's not some half thought through, book that they just slapped together. They really put all of the information in there so that if you wanted to recreate Hannibal's really Janice Poon's masterpieces, you had everything you needed to there to make it happen. Without human, of course. There's even a disclaimer on the book. Disclaimer, this book is intended for fannibals and foodies, not cannibals. Please do not eat your friends. Welcome to the litigious country that we live in. They have to actually put that disclaimer on the back of the book. Now, I'm not a professional chef. I've never taken cooking lessons. I didn't even take home ec in high school. Granted, it wasn't offered when I was in high school, but still. I joke that my cooking skills, the extent of them are I can cook eggs and cereal, and hopefully I don't burn the cereal. All joking aside, I can follow a recipe, but this is still leaps and bounds beyond anything that I've ever tried to do before. I'm really excited to give the recipes a shot. I thought the book would make an amazing gift for my fiance. Like I said, she's the one that introduced me to the show, so she's an even bigger fan. And then I had the cookbook too. I thought it would be an even better way to connect with the show by cooking these recipes, and I decided to start taking meaningful action to making that happen. And that's how we get to where we are today. Okay, so let's take a look at the recipe book itself. This is it here. If you're a fan of the show, highly recommend you pick one up, even if you don't think you're gonna get around to actually cooking the recipes. There are a ton of beautiful photos in here, and behind the scenes, look, even we got the ortolans here. No actual ortolans are called for in the recipe, but there's all kinds of great photos, a foreword by Mads Mikkelsen, and yeah, the construction of this book is just beautiful. So if you're a fan of the show, highly recommend you pick it up. An excellent addition to any Fannibles collection. Now, the recipes in the book are broken up into categories, starting with appetizers, main dishes, and going all the way through to desserts. And most of the titles in the book have a number that tell you what season and what episode the recipe shows up in. To be fair, I could probably just be fine cooking the recipes and getting that personal satisfaction knowing that, I went through the whole cookbook, I cooked all of the recipes. But I also like creating content. I'm a hobbyist photographer, I'm a hobbyist videographer, and in those hobbies, I challenge myself to learn new things. And this project is gonna challenge me to do that. So I think that's one of the things I'm really most excited for. So the cookbook came out almost 4 years ago. The last episode of the show to air was almost 5 years ago. You might be asking yourself, why now? And I think now is the right time for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, because of COVID, most of us are spending a lot more time indoors than we're used to. This is an indoor project. Now we've got the time to do it. Reason number 2, Netflix just picked up all 3 seasons of Hannibal and made them available to stream. They were previously available on Amazon Prime. So now, moving to the new streaming service, lots of people are either discovering the show for the first time or revisiting it, and that just means the fan base continues to grow. Reason number 3, the cast and the production team know that even after all these years, the love for the show is still strong. The fan base is still strong. So they did a reunion call on Zoom where everyone was able to join in and talk about the show, their favorite scenes, what they loved most about it. And of course, that just continues to build the interest in the show and hopefully add more evidence in convincing streaming services like Amazon Prime and Netflix that there is enough interest to do a season 4 of Hannibal and that it's worthwhile. Bryan Fuller has already paved the way for a season 4, saying it really doesn't matter how much time has passed. However long it takes us to get someone to pick up a season 4 is basically just how long Will and Hannibal have been on the lam. So there's really no clock on it. So for those 3 reasons, that's why I think this is the right time to take on the Fannibal Kitchen project. So if you would, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you'll get the notification when I post the video for the first recipe that we see in season 1, episode 1 of Hannibal. Of course, you can also follow me for extra content on Instagram @Fannibal Kitchen. Until then, thanks for watching and thank you for your kind attention.